Where is it?
Okay, so go to your Google Classroom.
I am. I'm in the stream.
Yeah, go to classwork in the
Okay.
middle. Select the middle tab,
It
and you're
says,
going to see
what's it called?
week three flow map. If you look at your screen, I'm actually sharing and showing you where to find it. So it's here, classwork, week three, and then under flow map.
You're not sharing your screen.
Okay, do this. Okay, if you look, not the stream, but the classwork, and you just scroll down, you'll see week three.
Yours looks much different from mine.
Yeah, because I have more things, but you should still be able to see it because I added you as I assigned it to you. So here you can see that you're right there in that list of students.
I found week 3, but it's from September.
Mm. Share your screen with me.
Here.
Yeah, scroll to the top.
Yeah.
Go further up to the top.
This is the max.
Okay. Go to your stream,
Okay.
Google Classroom. Yeah, it's your leftmost tab. Okay.
I have a
You might
question.
have
Is this the
okay.
flow map you were talking about?
Yeah, but what you need to do, yeah, that's it right there, but that's a different one. What you want to do is just log out of Google Classroom and log back in.
Okay.
Yeah, just go to the very beginning. The right method tutoring at the top. There you go. And then go to your
Oh,
class tab in the middle.
is this?
Yeah, that's it. But you should find week three because um, I'm I'm concerned that you're not seeing that.
Oh, week 3, this?
Yeah, now it's there. You see that?
Yeah, I think I was in the wrong account, so it didn't
Oh,
show.
okay. Okay. That happened to another student today. Good morning, Arush. Um, so Arush, we're gonna fill in our thank you. Good to see or good to know you're there. I'm gonna start sharing my screen here, and then we're gonna work until about 9:30 on this because we're gonna work on reading as well. So um, you're gonna check for week three, and there's a flow map right there. We're gonna fill in our flow maps with from our open session document. So I'm gonna show you how I do this. If I open up my flow map and I split my screen, then I'll go here. Yeah. Oops. Okay. And as you can see here, I'm just going to enter these parts of the story here and enter some details. You know what? I think we could even skip the flow map because we have our stories in the right order. So I'm going to make a quick decision here because we're missing one of our students anyway. So I think what we should do, and this is okay, because the flow map, you already have your story in the right order, right? So let's model this for you. So I'm going to borrow Sharon's right here. Okay. Um, well, his is not a great example because he didn't put A, B, and C into his story, but he did tell us what A, B, and C is. So A is what is your character? Um, what is your character's name? So this right here, A, B, and C. Okay. So let's get rid of this. And I want you to just watch the screen here. Okay. All right. I'm just going to use his as an example here. So remember that you're going to take A, B, and C. What does your character want and why? What is his name? What is preventing him from getting what he wants, right? But most of you should have shown it right here. So you took A and you put it here. Then you took B. So Sharon, for you, I mean, Arif, he wants to win the finals because he will get his fourth ring. I want you to spend a couple minutes. Tell me where that goes. And actually, I'm going to put that here for you
Okay.
because, oh, no, that's not right. Sorry. Something's getting weird here. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Okay, we just need to put this together. What is preventing that from happening?
Is that the team he's versing is a really good team, strong team.
Oh, the other team is really strong. Yeah. Yeah. So you have one pass ball look up, LeBron slammed. Okay. Where are you going to put A for his name? Let me see. So the team is playing. Oh, that's not right. So A is what is your character's name, right? So his name is LeBron. So that's what A is. You were supposed to give me a 6-word memoir about his name. So we're gonna put his name here, LeBron. Okay. Arush, for you, um, his name is Ben, and I don't know if you were. Yeah, that's fine. You got A. A is perfect. B, he wants to prove that he can play ball. Now, the thing is, we have to show that. But right now, it's okay. We're just going to try to finish our stories really fast. Then we'll improve them. But here, remember, we want to show this in 6 words. So I'm gonna work with him also. So, Arif, what you're gonna do is you're gonna figure out where does A go? Where do you tell us his name? Maybe it's right before one. So maybe you move it up here. Where does B go? He wants to win the finals because he will get his fourth ring. So move that wherever you want to in your story up here. So if you can work on that, and I'll work with the Roosh right now. So Roosh, what we're gonna do for you, we're gonna move C up here because that's preventing him. And we want to put A, B, and C all together.
So can I
Okay.
add things to some of it?
Oh, yes, you can. I would encourage you to do that. Think of a 6-word memoir.
Okay.
Try to keep it 6 words. Okay. Okay, that was Rush's good morning. Okay, so Rush, now
Wait,
I
can I
want to
also
ask
put
you.
like someone from the other team's name?
Yeah, you can, but I want you to make it a 6-word memoir.
Okay.
Okay. Try to show me instead of telling. So, Arush, one of the things that we're gonna that we can do when we're writing our stories, never mind. We're gonna do that in a bit. Right now, all I want for you to do is you've done a good job here of numbering your story right there. But now I want you to add these three, A, B, and C, into your story, wherever you think that they'd go. Now, here's the thing to remember. Yeah, I would just have you do that first, and then I'm going to give you some feedback. Then we're going to work on showing, not telling. So down here in A, B, and C, some of it we need to fix, but first I want to put it in the right place. So go ahead and work on that, just kind of like how Ariv is doing that. So where does A go, right? Where do you want to move that? Do you want to move that to the beginning here, right? Is that a good place to tell us his name, or is it somewhere after we see him dribbling? So I'm going to let you decide that, and then I'll come back to you. Yes. So Arush, is that, do you have any questions with that? Is that making sense? Okay, you can go ahead and put it in the start. That's fine. Go ahead and cut and paste it. And then do the same thing with B and do the same thing with C. So Reeve, we also want to focus on getting rid of A, B, and C. So if you've already dealt with those three, then you want to erase them. But yeah, also figure out where's A going to go in your story and then pick it up, cut and paste it.
I already put A.
Okay, so get rid of A down here. Let's get rid of that. Oops. And then do the same thing with B
Okay.
and then C.
Okay.
Let's take a look here. Good question. I thought they were in a 6 word memoir already. Yeah, so A is fine because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, you do need a, if possible. I would just leave it for now. Um, because I just to save time. Okay, so here's my question for you, Arush. Okay, I'm going to read your story, and then Arif, are you done moving yours?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I'm almost done. Just a little bit.
Okay, that's fine. So, Arush, what I think, let's read through the story. I'm gonna read through it like it's a complete story, and I know that there's stuff we can add into it, but at least this way I can see your story. I can see the different parts of the story in order, right? So I'll still understand that there's a story there, even though, we could make it with dialogue. We can put all the necessary words. The six-word memoir is enough for us right now. It's just a brief way of looking at the story and just focusing on the ideas. So his name is Ben, short for Benjamin. He wants to prove that he can play basketball. His coach does not think he is ready to play and makes him sit on the bench. Okay, so we understand that that's the part of the story, right? And then in the next scene, he dribbles down the court, shoots, scores. And then his opponent passed the ball, interception, score. Um, I'm assuming that his opponent gets the ball, and then Benjamin's team intercepts and scores. That's what it sounds like in number two. And then number three, they're down by 1-3 with 3 seconds left in the game. So it's the end of the game, and the opponent inbounds the ball, steals, does a layup. The clock runs out. Players yell excitedly. Okay, so what we're missing here is I just want to put a question. I'll put in parentheses. So they lose the game. That's my question. So they lose the game. And then also in your story up here, I'll put in parentheses. What happens to make to allow him to play? What changes, right? So the coach sits him on the bench, but then in number one, you have him dribbling down the court. So there's a part of your story that's missing right here. That's okay because this is what we're doing. We're adding these details into the story. So I want to put like for D. Okay. So you need to create a six-word memoir for D. And then you also need to create a six-word memoir here for six, because it sounds like the opponent gets the ball and then beats them. It seems like they lose by 2 points unless he does like a three-pointer, in which case they lose by 4 points, right? So that part needs to be down here in six. So go ahead and give us that. And then Arif, are you done like with all the parts of your story so that you've got everything that we had? Oh, let's see here. I've got two chats. Oh yeah. So, Arush, to answer your question, yeah, you're going to show me the answer to the question by giving me a six-word memoir. So you're just going to add to your story. So what can you add to your story to show us how he gets off the bench, right? Does his coach say, does somebody else get injured and maybe they're down a player? And maybe the coach says, hey, Ben. So maybe it goes like this. Other player down, coach says, Ben, right? That could be the answer right there. Or it could be player injured, right? And then maybe you just have this, Ben, get up, right? Like you're in the game. Or it could be like, go play. Or it could be fill in, right? See that? Oh, let's say his teammate. Okay. So that's what you want to do there. I'll check the chat because let's see. Okay. All right. Arif, how you doing? You might be
I
muted if you're trying
finished.
to talk. You finished. Okay. Let me look at yours and give you some feedback here. Okay. So, um, pass the ball, look up, LeBron slammed. Running down the court, step back, swish. Coach, timeout. LeBron rest. Adds cooking. Okay. AD is another player, I'm assuming
Yeah.
that he's doing really well and he's a teammate. People cheered, fans screaming. Okay. We're going to need to keep everything in the past tense. So here's my feedback right now. Okay. That's the first bit of feedback here. People cheered, fans screaming, won championship, holding trophy, teammates splash water in there. Yep. Coach screams, players emotional, holding fourth trophy. Okay. Okay. Where's this part in the story? He wants to win finals because he will get his fourth ring. So you want to show that here. So let me show you what you could do with this. We're going to take part B here. And also we need to look at part C as well. But let's do one at a time. So where am I going to put he wants to win the finals because he will get us fourth? Okay. And I think every story should begin with action, right? Always begin stories with action. Then you can go back and explain who's playing, why, what they want, right? Um, okay. So maybe right here, now I'm going to change it to something we can see. How can I show that he wants to win his fourth championship? Watch this. And you can change it. Oops, what have I done? What have I done? Okay. Okay. Have I shown the same thing that you stated down here in B? He wants to win the finals because he will get his fourth ring. Does it look like I've shown that right here?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So let's go to C next. The other team he is playing is very good. Okay. I can't and remember in a story, you don't want to just say that. You want to show it somehow. Now, there's two ways we can show either dialogue through people talking or what people are doing. So, what does it look like when the other team is good?
You could say like LeBron got dunked on.
Yeah, you could even say twice because once can be a mistake, right? Like anybody can get lucky, right? Even a
Yeah.
bad team might dunk on LeBron, perhaps, right?
Yeah.
At least somebody on that team, right? Maybe not everybody. So we have to dramatize that in a story. So we're going to show here. I'm going to pick this up. Sorry, I don't want to get rid of it. Okay, C. Um, okay, here we go. So I think what should happen right before B, because now it's starting to motivate him a little bit more. When you get dunked on twice and you're LeBron, you're like, oh no, I'm not going to let this happen. I can't let this happen. I'm LeBron James, right? You can't do that to me, right? You know how players feel because you're a player yourself, right? See, in shock, I think is telling, and I wanted gets dunked on twice in shock. But so check this out. I want to save words. I don't need gets dunked on twice. That's good enough. Um, eyes, mouth open. That's it. His face, his eyes, his mouth are open. Okay. Now do you see right now it look makes sense. Then he looks down at his three rings. One more. In other words, he's saying to himself, I'm not going to let this happen. I got dunked on twice. I got to play better. So, okay. And what else have we not shown? We were supposed to do A. His name's LeBron, right? Um, so that's the last part I'd like you to add in here is give me a six-word memoir about his name or who he is. Um,
I
even
want
though
to
the
hear
world
like
knows who LeBron, yeah, we all know who LeBron James is, even people who don't like basketball. But for those people that may not know who LeBron James is, go ahead and give me a six-word memoir. And you know what? What's fun about this? This is what's really interesting in Arush. You know what's I'm going to talk to you also right now because you're talking about his name is Benjamin, short for his name is Ben, short for Benjamin. If you noticed when I was talking to Ariv, we wanted to start with something very action oriented because think about this like a movie. You know, movies don't start by telling you, well, this movie's about a guy by the name of Ben and it's short for Benjamin, right? Because the people watching the movie don't care yet. They want to see the action happening. So, um, where's the first action in your story? Player gets fouled, then gets injured. Okay. So that right there, you can start with that. Um, you can start with Ben being on the bench. I think this is the start of your story right here. I think that's the start of your story. Um, because it's the action. Now, you can tell the reader this. B is very important. It's very important, right? But you can put it after as you explain. It's kind of like when you watch a TV show and then you go into the beginning of the show, two people are fighting, right? You don't know why they're fighting, but it's creating suspense for you. So what happens is throughout the rest of the TV show or the movie, it explains why they were fighting, right? Um, so we want to show this also. His coach does not think he's ready to play, sits him on the bench. Okay, watch this. I'm going to change this to um, Ben on bench. Oh, wait. Coach benches benched Ben. Coach benched Ben. Not ready. Disappointed. Okay. Now this is show. This right here is telling, but this right here is showing that, right? Well, I mean, it's also telling, but um, it also added that he's disappointed. In other words, he wants to play. That shows me this. He wants to prove that he can play. So watch, I'm going to move B to after C. So this is C. Okay. Then down here, I'm going to put this next. Okay, I think it goes well there. Now it's the reader knows why he's disappointed, right? So are Ariv and Arush, when you write a story, you're always creating questions in the reader's mind. You're never giving the reader much information. You're just giving them actions so that they'll want to know, hey, why did that happen? Oh my gosh. He's on the bench. Why? Right? You see what I'm saying? You got to kind of think backwards in a way. Does that make sense? Like, you can you can type yes or say yes. Okay. Let me check the chat right here. Yeah, okay, great. Okay. So this story is good right now. I like your story. I'm just showing you some changes that you can make into the story here. And then I think we have Sharon with us. I'm going to pop back over there. I think, yeah, his computer will take a second to get logged on. Hey, Sharon, welcome.
Yeah, hey, Mr.
Um,
Kevin.
hey, good to
Yeah,
see you. You missed like most of our class.
yeah,
Are you in WhatsApp?
yeah. I'm in WhatsApp.
Okay, so when I send a message, are just be sure that your alert is on so
Uh,
that when I send a message out, because
Oh
I
no, it
sent it
is.
this.
It
Yeah, I
is.
sent it this morning at 8:52. Or sorry, your time it would be 10:52.
All right.
Okay, so um, okay. So what we're doing, Sharon, I want you to kind of see what we're doing. I kind of recap here. We're only going to go for about 4 more minutes here on the writing, actually less than that, because I want to spend the time in reading. So let's just recap for 1 quick minute. Okay, so okay, we're back to the meeting. Okay, Sharon, what we're doing here is we've been reordering this story in a certain way. And what I kind of told the boys here was that, for example, if you look at Arush's story, his story initially was telling us in the very beginning that Benjamin wants to play to prove that he wants to prove that he can play ball. And but the coach sits him on the bench because he's not ready. Now, and that's an okay way to start a story, but what I explained here was we need to start with the action. So we're going to start with coach benched Ben, not ready, disappointed. So that's how the story begins. Um, and then this right here, we could make this a little better, because who's your character? It's not just about his name. So we can say something like, you know, Ben, okay, Ben, um, so now I told you something about him, and that's called character development. So now we kind of get to know him, right? But we start with the action. So I'm going to move this over. Watch, move this. Okay. Coach benched Ben, not ready, disappointed. That's the beginning of our story. Now, this is my example for Arush. Then we tell the reader his name. Then we tell the reader he wants to prove that he can play ball. Um, then he was missing this part of the story because then he says, Ben, you're in. So he gets to play. So he fills in that part of the story. Um, so the last thing I'm going to say, boys, before we jump into reading is in a story, we have to create a question in the reader's mind. Otherwise, the reader doesn't care. So this is what creates the question in the reader's mind. That's the first thing they see. And they're going to ask themselves, why is Ben being benched? What happened? Right? Not ready. He's disappointed. Okay. So we kind of learn about that there. Okay. So I want you to type this into the chat. I want you to type the following. Stories. Oh, let's do it like that. I'm going to make it really simple. You don't have to type this. I'm just going to show it to you right now. That's it. Stories create questions in the reader's mind and only answer when necessary. They keep the action going. Okay, let's move over to reading next. Any final thoughts on the stories? We're going to come back to that, right? We're just doing a little bit of reading. Sorry, a lot of writing, a little bit of reading. Okay. So, you guys can go to readworks.org. You don't need to go there now. I'm just going to show you here. For your class, I selected some articles here. We're going to have a little bit of fun. Do you guys want to do Surfers Up first or The Rise of Oxygen in the Earth's Atmosphere? We're going to do both of these, but we can do one of these first. So how many of you, and then Arush, you can vote in the chat. So pick number 1 or number 2 to do first. And then the rest of you, which do you prefer? Okay, so
1.
okay, Reeve, Arush, and then Sharon, you said I didn't quite hear you.
A 1.
1. Okay. We're going to do 1. So your homework today, you're going to do 2 things. We're going to skip the flow map altogether. What I'd like you to do is write your story. Put it all together in one paragraph. And yes, you can put C. You can put C there, or you can change the order and change C to 1 and change A to 2 and change B to 3. Do you see what I'm saying? Just put them in the right order and then write it as a paragraph. So just copy and paste everything there. So I'm going to take all of this, right? Let's just say, for example, all of that. This is what I can do for homework. And then put your name and put it here in the document. So I want you to use the session document and then go like this. Watch what I do. See how it's all one paragraph? See that? And then I can put this. I can put 1, 2, and so on, right? You see that? Until your whole story is there and we can look at its paragraph. And then we're going to give each other some feedback. And then we're going to come up with a sample how you actually write this. What does dialogue, how should you write that? How do you turn this into a story? We're not going to spend a lot of time on that because I want you to focus on your ideas first. Ideas. Because that way you know what to write about and you're getting used to this, putting your ideas down. The second part of the homework is to read the article called Surfers Up. Now, here's the passage right here. Before you read, what I want you to do is I want you to make predictions. I want you to read the title. I want you to look at the picture and the captions and each of the headings. Look at this caption, read through it, look at the picture. Read the next caption. Look at the next picture there. Do the same thing with all the way through the article before you read. This should only take you like 30 seconds to do this. And then take another 30 seconds, try to come up with a prediction. I predict this article is going to be about. Now, I'm going to make it easier for you guys because in the class that we have here, I don't even find our class. Let's see here. Right there. Okay. I'm going to put it down as homework, and you'll see right here where it says homework. So it'll be under week 3. Yeah, it'll be under week 3 up here. My cursor's gone. And it'll say homework for ninth graders. And I'll have it to where it's very organized for you guys, okay? That way, as you can see here with my seventh graders. Oh, okay, Arif, I need to remove you from this particular assignment here because yeah, you don't have to do that homework. That was a mistake. All right. So Arush, let's see here again. I need the class code. Yeah, thank you. I'll give you the class code. So don't and guys, I will put the class code into the assignment. So it's going to take me a few minutes, but I will create that assignment for you, and it'll all be together in one place, just like this, just like you see for my seventh graders here. See that? See how organized it is, and it tells them exactly what to do. Okay, I will put the class code in there, and I'll give it to you right now as well, if you want to just keep it and write it down somewhere. Okay, class admin right here. And then we're going to go to the class code right there. So I'll put that in the chat for you. So if you want to grab that. Okay, there's our class code. Now, the password is always going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple. Okay. Readworks.org. Okay. All right, guys. And then Sharon, for you, what I would like you to do
Yes.
is the additional homework for you, since you kind of missed part of the session here, was C, A, B, and C here.
Yeah.
This right here. You want to move that. So, move A, B, and C into your story.
Yeah. Okay.
And try to show through actions and body movements and facial expressions
Mm-hmm.
or dialogue.
Yeah.
You don't want to use dialogue too much to cheat. I say cheat because a lot of writers will just have the people in the story say, "Oh, I want to win this game really badly," but it's kind of a lazy way of doing it.
I
It's
see.
better to show it. It's better to show it. So I'm going to show you an example, Sharon, right here. LeBron, instead of just saying, because Arif said he wants to win the finals because he will get his fourth ring. We decided that we need to show that. That's telling the reader, and it's not very effective to just say that. So what we did is we converted it into this right here. Look at B. First of all, we added a part into the story. He gets dunked on twice. And that was our way of showing the reader that the other team is playing very good. The other team is playing really well. But we don't want to say that to the reader. We want to show them. So how can we show them that the other team's really good? Well, if you dunk on LeBron twice, that means your team is probably good, or at least some of the players on your team are really good. So that's why we put here dunked on twice, eyes, mouth open. So LeBron's eyes get really big, his mouth goes like a look of shock on his face. Then he looks at his 3 rings. One more, right? That's how we show the reader that he wants to win a 4th championship without telling them, but showing them. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what you want to do. Number 1, figure out where And then 2, try to show through actions. So that's your homework right there. And if you need to, you can add a third part of your story or anything that you think is missing. Add any missing parts between what you already have, right? So if there's part of your story that doesn't make sense because you kind of like skipped, then add a 6-word memoir for that. Okay. All right, guys, thank you very much. And guys, so just be sure that you're on time for next session and just mark it on your calendar.
All right.
Okay. And then check your messages.
Bye.
Set your alarm. Okay. Take it easy, guys.
All right.